Right then everyone, hello and a very warm welcome to you as you join me once again for another live stream from my channel HEMR Railway. Today's stream I should say is the Q&A special that I meant to do a few months ago, and I'll explain in a couple of seconds why I am doing it as a live stream rather than as a normal video. But indeed, welcome back to another Saturday live stream at 4:15, exactly on the dot. We're not late for once. It's all good to see you here again, and I'm happy to be back doing videos again. All will be explained why I haven't posted for 3 weeks, why we're doing the Q&A on a live stream, and why we are doing why I haven't done it as a video and where I have been. So today you probably won't have the opportunity just for today, because today's live stream is only going to be 45 minutes long. We're only going till 5 o'clock, so I've got stuff to do after that. But you will still get all your questions answered you asked a few months ago, and I'll run the trains a little bit in between asking questions, so it's not just 45 minutes of questions. I'll run the trains in between, so you do get to see some of that as well. We will be live today until about 5 o'clock, as I've already said, but I'm sure we'll still have time for the usual mishaps of trains, I don't know, blowing up in the middle of the layout, or whatever normally happens on a Saturday. It's been that long, I don't really know anymore. However, I will roll the intro to get this stream underway, and I'll see you in about 12 seconds. Enjoy the stream, everyone, and, well, welcome to Hurricane Mod Railways 2 years on YouTube Q&A special. So as usual, still got the 2 camera angles. In fact, poor job here, haven't I? I haven't even aligned the train, so let's quickly do that. Let's get the 08 further up the platform. All my coaches are lit, as you can see, even that little red one there. And moving over to the mainline camera, which I need to quickly turn off and back on again. There we go, we've got an updated view of the 9F. So, some trains dotted around the layout today, and these are the trains that will be running round in between questions. So let's just address the issues that I mentioned in the intro. So the Q&A special today is 2 months late. It was originally supposed to be out on the 16th of May 2022. So what's that? May, June, July. 2 months, 1.5 months late now, and that is because of my breaks. Obviously I took a week's break a little while ago, and the last 3 weeks I also took another break because of, you know, as I'll get onto that in a second, and it's also 2 months late because other things have indeed been going on with the channel, but obviously it's better late than never. I could have just sacked it off and not done it, but I have still decided to do it, and I have decided to do it as a stream simply because I have other more important videos that I want to get out, and I don't really want to delay those videos coming out. I know this video, or this topic of the two years on YouTube Q&A special, is late anyway. However, I felt the other videos were slightly more important because it does involve the 08 Shunter Day, which I'll get onto later. I thought I would do the 2 years on YouTube Q&A special because also on a live stream there is the opportunity for more questions to be asked, and as I have just said, there is some more interesting videos, I'll say, that I don't want to delay. And the reason why I have taken the past 3 weeks off and why there hasn't been a video for 3 weeks is because of end of year exams, and obviously with exams you do need to revise with them, or to be fair, unless you literally got photographic memory, if you don't revise then you haven't got a chance of passing. So I have taken the past 3 weeks off as a break because of end of year examinations and the fact I do have to revise for them. However, I am very much back to making videos now for the foreseeable future, at least for another year until end of year exams again. Streams have not also been for 3 weeks because, by pure coincidence, and this isn't because of the result of his exams, I use the weekend to, yes, do a little bit of revising, but also enjoy what I like to do. But by pure coincidence, not as a result of exams, we've been very busy as a family with various celebrations and events that have unfortunately collided with the usual stream schedule, and of course, family does come first over entertaining strangers on YouTube. However, what I will do now is I will answer some questions and we will get some trains running, and then I'll sort of carry on flipping between the two. And hello, you can see my leg, my beautiful leg down here. But anyway, so we do have some questions. I think there's about 20 to go through, and if I think of any more frequently asked questions during this Q&A session, then I will of course add them in. Just like to say thank you to everyone who did submit a question. I know it's been quite a while since I asked you to submit them. However, we can still get them done. So first on the main line, who was in the chat earlier, Jaden asked what were my favourite games consoles. So I'd say for that, my favourite games console would probably be the Xbox, because I've had an Xbox since 2015, 16 I think, and it's just a really nice console. The controllers, you know, sort of sit well in your hand. It's not like a PlayStation that they're at really odd angles and you're all the way out here playing, which is what it feels like when you've been on an Xbox. But I'm sure similarly on a PlayStation, when you're used to playing out here, when you go to an Xbox, it's like your hands are mushed together. But anyway, I do think that Xbox is the best console. I don't really like PlayStations because, well, I just don't. I mean, if my first console had been a PlayStation, well, my first console and only console so far had been a PlayStation, I'd probably been saying I don't like Xboxes, but I just seem to like Xboxes, and generally people at school have an Xbox. You know, it's more common for people to have an Xbox than a PlayStation, and also because it's made by Microsoft, you can still play with people if you're on a PC with people who play on Xbox because it's Microsoft. So yep, thank you for that question, Jaden from on the main line. Favorite games console is an Xbox, although the original PS1 is really cool. I think my mate's dad's got one of them. Need to see it working at some point because I do like old technology. Anyway, another question from on the main line was, what was your favourite game? Now, you're probably expecting this to happen, but my favourite game is indeed Train Sim World, or Train Sim World 2. Train Sim World 2, followed by Train Sim World, and then probably followed by things like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then probably Minecraft, and then Forza Horizon 4, and then 3 after that. Obviously, train related, anything train related I'm going to like, so Train Sim World 2 and then Train Sim World 2020 come there. And yeah, I am honestly kind of a big fan of simulators. I do like, obviously, Train Sim. I'm really liking when I go around to my mate. I don't have Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the games I have played, or the flights I've done on that, are really interesting, and I do really like that. And Forza as well. Forza 4 simply because it's in Britain and, well, it's in your home country. It's like, you know, Train Sim World been released and your local station's in there. It's just something that's really good. So yeah, favourite games, definitely Train Sim World 2, then Train Sim World 2020. Then I said Forza 4, then Forza 3, and then Minecraft. Forza 4, 3, and Minecraft sort of come all in one. And final question, just for the now, before we get some trains running, is from Timber Valley Productions. Thank you very much, Timber Valley. Thanks for your question. And you have said, have you got any plans to come down in Worcestershire? Now, I'm not exactly sure what is in Worcestershire, and yes, I am Googling this. No, I don't want Worcestershire sauce. Personally, as a family, I don't think we have anything to do in Worcestershire. We don't have any plans to. But I don't know. Me, when I'm older, I might do. I'm looking at some pictures now, and it does look like a fairly nice place. I'll give you that. I presume that must be local to where you live, otherwise you wouldn't have asked that question. Top 10 things to do in Worcestershire. Water sports. There's some gardens, cultural and themed tours. Kidderminster. They've got a railway in Kidderminster. Yes. At some point I'd like to say I'll go to Kidderminster, which is in Worcestershire. So, yeah, because they've got a railway, haven't they? Again, Googling. I have not prepared for this stream at all. Severn Valley Railway. Thought it was. So, yeah, I'll probably come down there at some point. When I'm an adult. Worcester Cathedral. Worcester? Worcester? Yeah, Worcester Cathedral. Oh, Safari Park, very nice. And they've got Malvern Hills. Very nice. So yeah, I dare say that at some point in my adult life I'll be down to the Severn Valley Railway. So yeah, in the future I'll have some plans to come to Worcester, Timber Valley, but as a family, no, not at the moment. However, we will now take a break. I'll probably sort of do 3 questions at a time, and I will get some trains running. So, as I said at the start, we have all my coaches lit up. Everything that's been fitted with lights is on today. and I'll get things running. So on the outside line, the Gresley line, we've got the Class 31 with 4 Pullman coaches and 2 Blood and Custards, all lit up of course. Pulls away like there's nothing behind it. And the 08, sort of a breakdown train, what I'm calling a maintenance coach, and some open wagons. Is she going to come round? Yep, she's on the move. Lovely. And finally, last but not least, the 9F with the coal train with a lit brake van, because I had some spare lighting kits and I fitted the brake van with it. So off goes the 9F. And I tell you what, I'll turn the lights off so you can see what everything looks like in the dark, because obviously I haven't had a Saturday stream for a while. So, one moment, please. Right then, so that's how it looks in the dark. Doesn't look too bad, does it? This camera, for some reason, it's only the station camera that does that funny blue effect. So if I put a little bit of lighting on there, still gives you the effect. Of course, the station, when I do eventually get some lighting, of course, the station will have lights on. So the station will be semi-lit up by platform lighting and the shop lighting or the newsagents, lights, because I do plan to put like some little stands on here, maybe even just some food stalls. So yeah, if I turn that light on, it sort of roughly approximates the light level that will be at that station. Hopefully you can see the brake van that's lit up. Oh yeah, lovely. I haven't actually seen the brake van in the dark yet, so it's first time for me. Here comes the 08 with its breakdown train, 31 there, and the 9F. That brake van does look quite good actually, wasn't expecting it to be like that. Everything seems to be sticking together in a pack. Tell you what, I'll stop the 31 then, and also the good thing about battery powered coach lighting is you can stop the train and the carriages carry on, so I'll let the trains disperse a bit so they're not all grouped together on one camera, and then I'll set it off again. Just have a couple of minutes doing this. I'll turn up the background volume so it's like a bit of a running session. Just a few minutes doing this, and then I'll move on to some more questions. Okie dokie then, let's think about bringing these trains to a stop. Let's get some lights back on. I'll try not to bang my head on the controller drawer, as usually happens. There we go. Lights back on. So I'll stop the trains in different places this time. So let's get the 31 over here. We'll whip the 9F round the other side with the 08. Let's get you slowed down a tad. Come on, 31, where are you? There's the 08. Lovely. I do like that breakdown train style. Whoops. Yeah, it might actually be a good idea to look at the train with your own eyes rather than trying to do it with the camera with lag, George. That may be a good idea. Here we go. 08. Nope, my favourite songs just come on the background music. 08, lovely stop. 08, 08. 9F coming round. Here comes the 9F. Look at the layout, George, not through the camera, that might be a good idea. Park it about there, lovely. So we'll move on to some more questions now, and I'll try and do a bit more, because we have only got half an hour, as I said. This stream's only going till 5, because doing various things. So, we've done those. So, some frequently asked questions now, not necessarily from people directly or from one person. So, frequently asked questions, what is my favourite locomotive? Now, I'm pretty sure I have already answered the question in a video. I've done favourite steam loco, and I've done favourite diesel loco. As you know, my favourite steam locomotive is the standard class 4MT 460 in BR green, like the red lining, not the black version basically, the BR green version. Not the tank engine version, the tender engine version. I always have to specify that, because if I don't, then it'll be the wrong engine. And my favourite diesel loco, I can't exactly remember what I said in the favourite diesel locomotives view special video. I believe I either said a class 37 or a class 20. At the moment, I'm more feeling like a class 20. It can sort of switch between the two, but either 37, a 20, or an 08 is really nice. Go watch the videos. If you just search Hybrid Model Railway favourite diesel locomotives and Hybrid Model Railway favourite steam locomotives, you'll find like the top 10 in that list. So that's one frequently asked question. Another frequently asked question is next plans / job on the layout. Now, the next job to do is to start putting hills in. So I'm not sure if you won't be able to see on this camera, but in this little gap here, just to the right over here, is where my laptop is stood. Now, this bit, the end of where my finger's pointing at here, is where the end of the siding is, and just behind here, the coal and water siding, I'm going to start putting some hills over there, and then all the way over there, just behind the camera, where the end of my finger's pointing on the board over there, I'm also going to start putting some hills in. So the next job to do is to acquire some polystyrene and start crafting some hills and getting some landscaping done. Next frequently asked question is, what is my next locomotive going to be, and when am I going to get it? So my next loco, well, or next FAR, unless I see something in a car boot sale for like 50p and I buy it, the next planned locomotive I have to get is the Class 37 Comet from Hornby in BR, large logo blue with the yellow nose ends and the black cab surrounds. Very descriptive, I know. And that's coming, I think, spring 2023. So a while to go yet, but it gives me a chance to spend some more money on the layout instead that I've saved up. So yeah, next planned loco is a Class 37. And somebody asked, what's my favourite track? Is it Pico, Hornby, Set Track, Flexi, etc.? And I will have to say that my layout is, well, probably 80% of my layout is made from Pico Set Track and some other bits and pieces that I couldn't get from Pico or off, the website I was ordering from didn't have Pico. I'd probably say the other 20% is Hornby Set Track. I'm not keen on Flexi Track, or I think it's called Streamline or stuff like that, because the geometry is a bit weird. You need tiny little bits of track just to make up a few centimetres. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Flexi Track because once you've bent it, it's very difficult to get straight, and then you have to buy like curve shaping tools to get the radius equal all the way around. And yeah, and it's just not something I'm a fan of. And as you can see by the cameras here, I've managed to make a really decent layout with all the features I wanted on it, purely with set track. Obviously, benefits of Streamline or Hornby Express points and stuff like that is, of course, the curve is less vigorous, but I am gonna, most of my coaches, especially Pullman and the Virgin ones, are quite new. Only the trying ones that sometimes derail. But yeah, thankfully my board is, oh right, okay, the signal's just gonna kill itself while we're in the middle of it, is it? But thankfully my board is really flat and I don't have any problems with like derailing on points unless it's a really old coach or anything like that. Yeah, so yeah, my layout is probably, forget it, that can stay over there. My layout is predominantly 80% Pico set track and the other is probably 20%. All my points are Pico because they're just the tactile feedback and how they feel to switch over by hand, because I don't have motorised points. Just feels so much nicer than the Hornby ones, because these do click into place. I do have one Hornby point, which is the back of that siding over there, literally at the end of my finger there. That's the only point I have, because I bought a Hornby point with the intention of replacing it. I bought a Hornby point to do track planning because they didn't have a right-hand Pico point when I was ordering, but I'm too cheap to replace it, and it very rarely gets used in that runaround side in there. So yeah, I don't use it. So they are some frequently asked questions out of the way, and Timber Valley's favourite question to ask every time is in one of my streams. He's not in today, but maybe he'll watch this after, and he'll certainly come along at some point and ask how the Tug of War video is coming on. Yep, still in the works, still planning that. Haven't made it yet, as I say, for the past 3 weeks, and a week probably 2 months ago. Obviously, I've been taking a break. So, but yeah, it's in the works. I know what I'm going to do. I know what the format is. I know how I'm going to film it. I just need to actually get off my arse and film it. But yep, Tug of War video definitely towards the end of the planning stages, and I will be making it at some point. On the main line has asked BR Green or LNER Green. Now, this has been an ongoing joke between me and Jaden for literally the past 2 years. Obviously, quite often on these streams we have a debate between BR Green or LNER Green, and of course if you're a regular watcher of the channel I prefer BR Green, although I will admit on some things like the D11, which I may get out later, it does look good, but I just think BR Green looks so much better, whether that be on an A4, an A1, an A3, you know, anything like that. I just think BR Green looks so much better. I can understand why people do like LNER Green because it's the old school colour, but I really do like British Railways Green. It's probably one of my favourite liveried engines. Well, now, in my notes, which I've got on my phone, which I'm reading the questions off of, because this was originally going to be a video, what I was originally going to do was, you know, edit in a picture of a BR Green Flying Scotsman and put a massive, like, green tick and ding-ding, like, positive sound effect over it, and then I was going to cut to a picture of Flying Scotsman in LNER Green, but with an explosion over the top of it. But of course, because this is a stream, I can't do that. However, we've only got 6 questions left, so I will get the trains running once again. I'll do it in the daytime this time so you can see them, and yeah, we'll get some trains running before we cut back to answering some of your questions. So off we go once again. 9F, you can go first. 08, if you will. Lovely. And the 31, if you will, as well. Smashing. Again, I'll mute the microphone as I usually do during these streams. Although I normally only mute the microphone towards the end and let you listen to the music, because this stream's short, I will do it consistently all the way through. So yeah, muting microphone and enjoy the bit of a running session I'll do as an intermission between asking questions. Camera must have overheated because it shut down. Fixed now. just moving a little bit onto the other item of agenda, other than obviously answering questions. I do have one more item of agenda in this stream I would just like to say, is that a few weeks ago I did mention that I would be making some miscellaneous videos. I still am in the process of making said miscellaneous videos, but those videos are coming soon, such as I mentioned that I'd like to make some miscellaneous videos just to show off and add a bit of, sort of diversity into the channel. Obviously I try to do a very broad subject of model trains and stuff. Obviously I'm doing a tug of war eventually, and that's certainly not sensible or something like that. It's a bit of an unusual thing to do with valuable model trains, but I have decided that I am going to carry on with the miscellaneous videos idea and still, show off some of the other things I like doing apart from model railways, because, I do have other interests, and I'm not going to spoil to you what them are because they will come up in some future videos, but I will just say be prepared for some miscellaneous videos to come, well, yeah, videos on that will be coming soon. As I said the first time I announced this, the miscellaneous videos, as always, similar to my train videos, they will always have a purpose and will always be useful or entertaining. I'm not going to start putting out random crappy, miscellaneous videos just for the sake of putting videos out. It is really just that I want to experiment with some of the non-model train videos for the channel, just to see how the algorithm likes those and to mix up the channel a bit. They won't dominate over the model train videos, and there will still be, random schedule, like a random schedule that my model train videos will be, but still, they will be coming shortly. It doesn't mean that, as I've just said as well, they're not going to dominate over the trains. It doesn't mean that this channel is just going to be a place of dumping stuff either. Still going to be relatively focused around trains, but obviously with offshoots to maybe electronics, like I sometimes do. I sometimes do electronics on trains, like I've done when I have fitted lighting into trains, or, engineering or mechanisms or stuff like that. It will still be, loosely linked to trains, such as I might be taking a look at an engine or something. Not an engine in as locomotive, but an engine as in like a petrol engine. Hint, hint, that's an upcoming miscellaneous video. But they will still loosely relate to, the very broad area of knowledge that you need to have for building a model railway, if you get what I mean. Right then, we'll begin stopping the trains again. So as soon as the 9F's nearly around at the mainline camera, we'll stop her there. We'll stop the 31 in the station. Slow that right down. And we'll bring the 08 round to the mainline side as well. 31, 3, 2, 1, stop. Perfect, stop. 9F should just be in about the right place as well. No drink today. I couldn't do the traditional pop open the can of Pepsi. We only had one left. I wanted to make sure I had some for later. Oh wait, is that out of focus? Yes, but doesn't matter, you can still see both of them. Right, anyway, so let's answer some more questions. So another one from on the main line. On the main line is definitely the top question asker, which is certainly not a bad thing. You don't learn if you don't ask questions, I suppose. On the main line has asked, what are your favourite crisps? I would have to say that my favourite crisps are either the Sensations... the Sensations sweet chili ones, Pringles Originals, or, well, Sensations sweet chili, Pringles Originals, this is, well, sweet chili, or Pringles Originals, or Doritos Chili Heatwave, or Kettle Sea Salt and balsamic, however you say it, vinegar. Yeah, I just like them. Doritos Chili Heatwave, tasty. The flavoursome, they're spicy, but they're tasty. They're not blowing your face off like the flaming hot Doritos ones that I had the other day, but let's not get onto that. Pringles Originals, they're just nice crisps. They're a weird shape, I suppose, for crisps, but they're very nice, very tasty. And I do like salty things, so that's why I like Pringles. Sensation sweet chili, I don't even really like stuff like that, like foreign sauces, but for some reason those are just really tasty as well. A little bit of kick to them, but as I say, not going to blow your head off. And what was the other one I said? Kettle chips, sea salt and balsamic vinegar, or malt vinegar, can't remember what it is. They're just really, really nice crisps. So yeah, they're my favourite crisps. Next question is from A Train Too Far, who has said, how many times have you been to a heritage railway / museum? Right, I best think about that. So, let me think. When I was younger, too young to remember it, I went to the NYMR. I've been on the Scarborough, I suppose it's not really a heritage railway, it's the Scarborough Bay Railway, but I've been on that at least 2 times, maybe even 3. I've been to the NYMR in a recent train spotting video I did around Christmas. So I went to Pickering, and then later in the day, well, I went to Whitby and saw the train, and then later in the day, I went to the Whitby station earlier in the day on the NYMR, and then further on in the day, I went to Pickering, so I'm going to count that as 2 separate journeys. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's a local little railway near us, which is not really, you know, a proper railway. It's like a little light, like narrow gauge thing, 7¼ inch gauge, I think it is. But I've been on that at least 5 times. So at least 10 times I've been on some form of, you know, volunteer-run railway or heritage railway or something like that. So yeah, at least 10 times, which isn't too bad, to be fair. On the main line said, if you didn't have a railway channel, what sort of channel would you have? I'd probably have like an electronics, engineering, sort of mechanical type of channel. As I've said, I've got a video coming up that's looking at a petrol engine. Won't give too much more away than that, but yeah, I'd definitely have sort of an engineering channel or something like that. It's just really what I'm interested in. Either that or probably woodworking, to be fair. I haven't got the... Obviously now I haven't got the tools for woodworking, so I'm spending money on railway, but I suppose, yeah, I'll probably try and set up a little woodworking shop in one of his sheds and make a channel around that, because obviously I like woodworking anyway, but if I weren't investing money into railway, then I'd probably have a woodworking or engineering or electronics channel or something like that. Final 2 from on the main line, and final 2 for this stream, in fact. On the main line has said, thoughts on the Elizabeth line / Crossrail. I'm not really sure, I'm not really as clued up, or glued up, is it clued? I think it's clued up on Crossrail, or the Elizabeth line as it's called, as I probably should be. I'm not really... If it is making a difference to journey times and taking, you know, load off the ageing tube system and bus system and stuff like that, and taxis, then I suppose it is going to work. But like HS2, it makes, what is it? Is it going from like Leeds to London like 20 minutes quicker? They're spending all that money. There's so many billions of pounds over budget. It's not really going to make that much difference. And it's going to ruin the landscape, take land off farmers. You're going to have massive bridges ripping through, you know, local areas and farmlands. But obviously it's underground, you don't have that problem. But honestly, I'm really not aware of how much difference it's making. I know they had something like 1 million passenger journeys in the first week, so yeah, all of those aren't just train spotters, are they? So I definitely do think it's making a difference. The trains are very interesting, they're very nice trains. I do like the purple theme of it. And yeah, so I'm not actually, can't exactly form a solid opinion on whether it's worth it or not, but I haven't heard anything particularly negative about it like I have with HS2. So yeah, that's all I can really say on that one. And the final question of today's stream, and the final one from On the Main Line, in fact, On the Main Line has said, if you could drive any train on any line, what would it be and what line would it be? What would it be? What train would it be and what line would it be? I'd have to say, this is my elbow, by the way. I'd have to say it'd be a standard class 4 MT in BR green, the tender engine version. Just have to specify that again for the 14th time. So it'd be that steam engine. It'd either be that, well, it'd be that. My second choice would be a 9F, and my third choice, let me think about this, would probably be like Flying Scotsman or Tornado or something like that. Or Duchess of Sutherland, or Duchess of Hamilton, or Mallard, but unfortunately Duchess of Hamilton and Mallard don't work. Anyway, we'll not get into the debate about whether steam engines should be restored, because that'll end up with a massive rant about how Flying Scotsman's only got 3% of its original parts, yet they refuse to restore Mallard. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, that just slipped out. But yeah, and for diesel engines it will probably be, in no particular order, a 37 or a 20 or an 08 or a 47, something like that. Anyway, we'll get the trains running for the final 7 minutes of the stream to take us nicely up to 5 o'clock. Thank you everyone indeed for submitting all your questions, and thank you for supporting my channel all the way up to, well, past 2 years on YouTube now. Thank you for all your help and support. Thank you for your loyalty, and of course thank you for continuing to like my videos, to watch my videos, and for subscribing to my channel and helping me grow. We are on 299 subscribers we're on now, so we're getting close to the big 300, so we're really happy when that happens. And yeah, just like to say thank you for supporting my channel for the past 2 years. Anyway, to close off the stream, let's get the trains running for the final time. Off goes 31. Let's get them going fast for the final minutes of the stream. Let's get the 08 going as fast as it can. But no, I won't, because the 08's not capable of going fast, so let's have it going like that. And the 9F, let's have it going reasonably fast. I'll increase the background music once again and let you enjoy the final moments of the stream. I'll come back, of course, to do the intro. Okie dokie, folks. Coming up to 5 o'clock, we're going to have to call the stream there, unfortunately. I suppose it's been a good easer in just a 45 minutes just to get it back into doing it. Of course, I could have just cancelled the stream and decided not to do it. However, I thought, you know what, no, I haven't done a stream for 3 weeks. I really want to do this one. So that's exactly what I have done. So yeah, sorry it's only been 45 minutes. But we've achieved the purpose, and that was to answer your questions and some frequently asked questions for the 2 years on YouTube Q&A special. Perfect stop. All 3 times we've stopped the trains today, and perfect starts as well, pretty much. So yep, cracking. So once again, as I said just a couple of moments ago, thank you all very much for showing lots of support to this small channel. I do know model railways is a very, very niche topic, and yeah, especially when there's so many great channels like Jennifer Kirk and Sam's Trains, and, you know, particular people who are, you know, have been here doing the model railway business on YouTube for a long time and have got established fan bases. It's really nice to see support to little channels like mine, and of course other channels as well. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel and liking and commenting and watching and spending your time coming and joining these streams on a Saturday. It does really mean a lot. So yeah, thank you all very, very much for supporting my channel for the past 2 years. Well, coming up to 2 years, 2 months now. But yeah, really do appreciate it, and I honestly can't thank you enough. So, unfortunately, it is indeed time to enter the stream, and I would just like to say thank you everyone for joining me for today's live stream. It really has been wonderful to be able to answer all of your questions today, and also it's been good to get some trains running on Hybrid Model Railway, because I probably haven't run trains on it for nearly a month now. So yeah, definitely a good easer in it, and we'll be back to the full hour and 45 streams. Fingers crossed, if we're not doing anything next week. Fingers and toes and legs and arms crossed, etc, etc. I do hope you have enjoyed watching the stream as much as I have had running it, and I do hope the answers to your questions have been satisfiable. And of course, as I always say, these weekly streams really are one of my favourite types of content to produce and make. I will hopefully, fingers crossed, arms crossed, legs crossed, toes crossed, see you the same time next week on Saturday at 5:15, of course. But meanwhile, I would just like to say thank you all very much once again for joining this evening. Thank you all very, very, very much for your questions, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Take care all, and bye for now. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.